Hi guys, it's Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today's video is going to be my I've been starting this introduction like 3 times already because I get tongue-tied when I get to that part. May mask challenge. There you go. Today's gonna be my wrap up for this whole month of May that I did a mask every single day. This is a challenge that was started by Lisa Stevens, I want to say about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And the whole point of this challenge is to mask every single day in the month of May, sorry. And you're supposed to do it once a day, every day. And the whole point is to kind of get use out of our masks, kind of like a project pan, if you will. You know, sometimes we tend to hoard a lot of skincare, face masks, sheet masks, whatever kind of mask, and we don't use them, and then they go bad and we end up tossing them. So this was kind of like a project pan for your face mask. So this is the 3rd year that I've done it, and I always enjoy very much how my skin feels towards the end of this challenge. And so today I just want to give you guys a little wrap up and give you my thoughts about each of the masks that I used. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, as it happens, this year I didn't have that many sheet masks. Mostly were tub or jar masks that I had, so I feel like I didn't finish a lot, but I was able to get a lot of uses out of each individual tubs. So I'm going to get started. The first mask that I want to talk about is one mask that I forgot to keep. I accidentally tossed it, but it was from Dermadoctor, the Cockadoo C or something like that mask. It was kind of like a clarifying clay mask. I enjoyed it. It worked fine. I didn't feel like it over dried my skin a lot, but it didn't dry hard. A lot of times when you put a clay mask, when it dries really hard, and then when you smile or move your face, it like everything cracks on your skin because everything's dry. With this one, that didn't happen. It felt like it was dry, but it was still like wet. I don't know how to describe it. I did have to use a warm washcloth to remove it. It worked fine. I don't remember if it's actually a clarifying mask, but I was expecting it once it was drying that I would see like the black dots on your nose from where it's drying out impurities and stuff. I didn't have that experience with that. I'm not sure if it's supposed to happen or not, but it didn't. But either way, I enjoyed it fine. I have like nothing to say. It was just an okay mask for me. I don't foresee myself trying to buy that in the future in the full size. So that is one. The other masks that came in packet, I did have 4 sheet masks here. The first one that I have here is this one from Cerem or Kyrem. I don't know how you pronounce it, but this is the HCR 3-in-1 sheet mask. And that's what this guy looks like. This one came in my glossy box from May or April. I think it was May. I don't remember. But I did not enjoy this one. This one was super heavily fragranced, and I'm someone who is not sensitive to fragrance skincare. I don't mind it at all. But this was just too much because it smelled like the Victor and Rolf perfume. That's what it smelled like. So when I had it on my face, it just felt very it was just very strong, and I just didn't like it. Also, this was extremely saturated. It had like maybe like half the packet full of solution, so that was good, but the mask itself, it didn't fit me right. The holes for the nose, the eyes, and the mouth were very small and very close together. And it was one of those masks that had like ear holes where you can put it on your ears. And then it had a piece for under your chin, also with ear holes, so you could put it on to kind of hold it in place. But that didn't reach my ears. Like the ear holes were right here. So it didn't fit my face right. And then once I removed it, usually with the remaining serum, I just kind of like work it out on my face and down my neck and my chest. But this solution was very sticky, so not a fan of the solution, not a fan of the way that the mask fit. So this was kind of like a letdown for me. Then I have one from Sephora. This is the Lychee face mask. This is what it looks like. This one came in a Sephora favorites kit that I purchased. And I really enjoy Sephora sheet masks. I've used them many times before. They fit my skin fine. The solution is really great once it finishes once you take off the mask and you work the solution in, it absorbs right into the skin, and I just can go ahead and apply my regular skincare, and there's no interference with it, like getting sticky or not absorbing into my skin. I really enjoyed it. This is supposed to be a moisturizing and brightening. I don't know if it did any brightening, but moisturizing it did. My skin was really soft the next morning. It could have been just the effect of me masking every single day, but I enjoyed it. I would always recommend the repurchase Sephora sheet masks. I think they're great. Then I have one from Saturday Skin. This is the Spotlight Brightening Mask. This was just a fine generic mask. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. So I think it worked great. No real thoughts about this one, so I wouldn't go out and repurchase it. And then last but not least, I have this Patchology Smart Mud Detox Mud Mask. And this was a two-piece. As you guys can see, there's like the top and the bottom. But this was a sheet mask that had mud in it. And the first time I put it on backwards. It has a sheet mask, and then it has two like coverings. I don't know, two sides that you peel, right? So you're supposed to like take one off and then put it on your face, and once it's on your face, you're supposed to peel the other side. That way you can adjust it right to your face. But one was like a plastic thing that you peel, and the other one was kind of like a mesh. So I thought I took off the peel side first. When I took off the peel side, I put the mesh side on my face. And well, you're supposed to peel that off too. So I had to take it off, ended up taking off both sides, and it just got stuck everywhere, and I couldn't really adjust it on my face. So yeah, well, that was only with one half. The other half, I kind of learned how to do it, when to peel each one first. But the first half was a little bit of trial and error, but I really actually enjoyed it. The mask, the mud that comes within the sheet mask, it felt really nice on my skin, and I felt like it really drew out impurities, even though it was in a sheet mask. I did have to rinse my face because it's a mud. I couldn't just work the remaining solution or mud into my skin, so I did have to rinse it off, but it didn't matter. I really liked how my skin felt. This was used towards the beginning of the month of the challenge, but I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind using it again or using another one. I think out of all those four, this one and the one from Sephora are the ones that I would consider repurchasing. And I have the little tube masks that I finished that I want to share with you guys. The first one that I'm going to talk about is one that I had already opened, and it was part of my skincare rotation. But it was already open, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to use it up. That way I can kind of get it out of my collection. And it was this mask from Fresh. This is the Umbrian Clay Purifying Mask. This is a purifying mask. I would leave this on for about 3 minutes, and it didn't quite dry completely, but that was fine. I want to say I got 3 or 4 uses out of this mask before it was finished. Not my favorite. There are other clay purifying masks that I like better. So I don't foresee myself purchasing this one. This was a deluxe size that came in some sort of kit maybe. I don't know. I don't even remember how long I've had this, but it worked fine. Then I also finished the one from Dr. Brent. This is the Magnetite H Defier. This was a magnetic mask, and as you guys can see, this is all done. It looks like there's like some in the edges, but I couldn't get it anymore. I had to apply this one using the little spatula that it comes with, because I tried applying it with my fingers one time, and it just wouldn't spread on my skin. Like, it would get stuck on my skin, on my fingers. So I wasn't able to spread it on my face. So I'm like, there's a spatula there for a reason. So sure enough, I got 3 uses out of this container. This was brand new when I first started it. And I enjoyed this one. It's really cool to see how the magnet that this comes with takes everything off. And I liked that afterwards it left a kind of like an oily residue. That might sound kind of nasty, but I actually enjoyed it because it felt like it was leaving some moisture into my skin. It didn't feel like it was super drying it. So I enjoyed it. Once the little oily residue kind of stuck into my skin. I was able to apply my skincare, and again, I had no issues with it. Did I see that my skin was a little bit tighter? I don't know. I maybe I'm not the targeted demographic for this mask, because I mean, I'm not like super old. So that's gonna get me in trouble for saying that, but you guys know what I mean. Like, I feel like I don't have like trouble skin. I'm just digging myself deeper into the hole. I'm gonna segue out of that. I liked it, but I don't think I need it, so I wouldn't repurchase it. The last of the clarifying masks that I used was this Origins Original Skin Texturizing Mask with Rose Clay. This one, as you guys can see, is not finished. I used this about 4 times, I want to say, and I still have like this much, so this will probably be finished in the month of June. I'm not gonna keep masking every day in June. I need a break. I'm gonna keep this in my rotation for my skincare during the month of June. I try to do at least 1 mask every week normally, so this will go into that rotation. But I enjoyed this. This one also dried hard, but not completely like super hard. When I had to rinse it off, it kind of felt like it lathered, and it felt like it was a little bit scrubby, and I enjoyed that. Maybe because of the clay, because it has rose like particles in here, I don't know, but I enjoyed the little exfoliating sensation that it gave me. I don't think I would repurchase. I do have another tube of this in my mask collection, but I enjoyed it fine, but it's not a mask that I would pursue to find in the full size. I just think it worked okay. Then, like I've mentioned like twice already, towards the beginning of the month, I had really dry skin because I had picked really, like, it was my fault because I picked really drying masks. So I decided to, every time I used a clarifying mask like this one or like this one from Fresh, afterwards I would follow it up with the overnight mask from Origins. This is the Drink Up Intensive Overnight Mask. I really enjoy this mask. This is one of my favorite masks of all time. This is the full size. This was also already open and on rotation, and I decided I should just be able to finish it during the month of May, and I did. So as you guys can see, I squeezed as much as I could. And yeah, sometimes whenever I was really tired or I had a really bad day at work and it was just too late, yes, I would use this as my mask, just as an overnight mask. But like I said, on the days that I used those clay clarifying masks, I would follow it up with this to kind of bring some moisture back into my skin, because I felt like my skin was super dry. So sometimes I double masked on a day, and sometimes I just use this as my regular mask. But I enjoyed. I am excited to repurchase it. This is the second tube that I've owned of this, so I am a big believer that I love this mask. But I do have about 3 other overnight masks that I have in like little deluxe size samples, so I'm gonna use those first before I repurchase. But definitely, I really enjoy this. I would always repurchase it. Then when I rotated out, because I think I had like all clarifying masks at the beginning, I rotated out 2 and I brought in 2 that were moisturizing. The first one is from Fresh. This is the Rose Face Mask infused with real petals that hydrates and tones. And as you guys can see, I use this all up. There's a little bit left, but I mean, I can't use that. I love this mask. I love how it smells. I love how my skin feels with it. Super moisturizing. And my skin just drinks it up. It just loves it. I would for sure love to repurchase this on the full size. Again, once I use up a few more of my other masks, but this is great. I love it. I really enjoy it. And then last but not least, I used the honey potion from Pharmacy. I got, I want to say 5 uses out of this little pot. As you guys can see, I cleaned it out, and this is a very kind of sticky formula. Not sticky, but it's very thick. I guess because it's honey potion. And once you apply it on your skin, once you warm it up with your skin and you work it onto your skin, it kind of turns white. So it's nice to know where you apply it. You can see because it turns white. So this is another one that after, I think I left it on for like 5 minutes. It doesn't say here, but I think I left it around 5 minutes. I did have to rinse it with warm water. And it didn't leave my skin feeling sticky or anything, just super soft, super moisturized. I would consider purchasing this in the full size. I think it's a great mask. And if you are suffering with dry skin, I think this is a great way to add moisture to your skin. If you have oily skin, I don't know. I never felt like this left me like super oily and moisturized. It's just, my skin was just super soft and smooth, and it felt plumped and it felt hydrated. So I really enjoyed it, but overall, I feel like it's hard for me to say which mask did what, because I was masking for 30 days and my skin, I feel like, looks really soft. It feels really smooth. It feels really plump. It feels hydrated. Even though I was using clarifying masks, I think adding those two hydrating ones at the end, well, not at the end, but the last two that I showed you right now, I think that really helped to add moisture to my skin. I don't really mind fragrance in my skin. I know somebody was telling me that this one has a lot of fragrance and alcohol, but it doesn't bother me. I don't have sensitive skin. I know some people that are very sensitive to like certain scents and certain ingredients. I thankfully don't have that problem with having sensitive skin. So everything here pretty much I enjoyed, except for, like I said at the beginning, which was my fault for picking all clarifying and purifying masks, that my skin was feeling a little bit dry. But once I course corrected, my skin felt great. So I am excited to, I always say this every year, to continue masking, but I'm glad that I got these masks out of my collection and I have shrunk my mask considerably. I hope I don't get any more in the foreseeable future, unless if they come in kits or something that I purchased, then like I don't have a say in that. But I'm glad that I used what I have, and that I've discovered which ones I would like to repurchase in the future and which ones I would rather steer clear of. So but that's it, guys. That was my mask, my May mask challenge. If you guys followed me on Instagram, thank you so much for following along. And I know that sometimes I think people were getting annoyed with like my same posts, because like at the beginning of the month, like I had like hundreds of likes on the photos, and then as the days went by, like at the end of the month, I had like 80-90 likes on a photo. So I think people were like over the May mask challenge. I was too. I felt like giving up so much towards the end. Like I was like, I'll skip one day, but I was posting every day, so if I skipped a day, people would know. So anyway, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little challenge, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.